Hi, I'm Micah Shilanski with Plan Your Federal Retirement, and welcome to another episode in the FERS Federal Fact Check. Today we're going to answer a question about Medicare Part B and FEHB and how it works together. We had a good question that was submitted, and it's, Micah, I plan to retire in the next few months from USPS and take my health insurance with me. I'm debating whether or not I should sign up for Medicare Part B, only have Part A now. When I do, my understanding is that I can just take my Blue Cross Blue Shield into retirement and pay those copays as I do now. Or I could pay the Medicare Part B premium out of my Social Security, which I'm already getting. Medicare becomes primary and Blue Cross Blue Shield becomes secondary, and there should be virtually no out-of-pocket costs. Well, thank you very much for submitting that question. It's a great question, and it's a good conversation I have a lot with my clients when they're turning 65. Couple things to think about. One, if you're retiring from the USPS, if you're under the bargaining agreement, the union with them, please note that your health insurance premium is going to go up dramatically. If you're under the bargaining unit, the union helps pay for some of your health insurance with USPS while you're working. That stops in retirement, so you might see a big increase in your FEHB costs, up to what the other federal employees are paying, just as an FYI for you. The other thing he talked about was, all right, I have FEHB. Do I really need Medicare Part B? I gotta have Part A, in which you do because you're 65 or older, but do you really need Medicare Part B? And man, that's a great question. For a long time, I was hearing from federal employees, they were hearing from the insurance companies that says, you know what, you don't need Medicare Part B, you got FEHB, you're covered. You got Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're good to go. Reality is that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the insurance companies, and I'm not picking on Blue Cross Blue Shield, I'm picking on all of them, they're trying to push a little bit more on Medicare. They're covering a little bit less and saying if Medicare would have covered this, things that would have happened. So let me tell you about a story of a client that I have, and my client's name is Bob, right? All my clients are Bob and Sue. So Bob was in my office and he was retired, 65, and talking about Medicare. I do recommend to my clients about 9 times out of 10, they should sign up for Medicare Part B. Yes, it's an additional out-of cost that's going to be there. Sign up for Medicare Part B premium, so you gotta pay that premium plus keep your Blue Cross Blue Shield. He went to the health fair, talked to some people, came back to this, Micah, I've talked with the people at the healthcare, the Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can keep my FEHB and nothing changes with Medicare, I'm covered. About next month or so, he went in and had to have a shoulder surgery done. And he got his shoulder surgery done and cleaned up. And sure enough, he was good to go. And Blue Cross paid for everything. It was just as normal, right? It was good. So he let me know that he didn't have any issues, and I was happy for him. That's wonderful. Then what we saw about 5 years later, he's now 70 plus, and he had to get the other shoulder done. Went to see the same doctor, went through the same thing. Yep, you've been through this before, Bob. This is what we're going to do, recovery. So he knew the drill. As he was leaving, the receptionist or the bill person, when he was kind of paying out, says, oh, by the way, we need, I'll get my dollar amount wrong, but oh, by the way, we need $14,000 up front. He said, excuse me? He goes, yes, now the insurance has changed a little bit and you need to have, we're with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and so you need to pay us $14,000 up front so we can book the surgery because they don't cover everything as it was covered previously. And so he's blown away by this, not what he was expecting at all. And then the billing person also said, oh, by the way, if you were signed up for Medicare Part B, you wouldn't have to pay this. Well, then he called my office and said, all right, Micah, we need to talk. And came in and we talked about it. You know, what are the pros and the cons of Medicare Part B? And he eventually signed up for Medicare Part B. Now with Medicare Part B, if you do not enroll in your open window for Medicare Part B, which is if you're retired and then hit 65, it's 3 months before your 65th birthday, the month of, and 3 months after your 65th birthday. If you're working, like you are in your question, if you're working past 65, then that means you have 8 months from the date of retirement to sign up for Medicare Part B with no penalty. If you don't do that, they charge 10% every year that you did not enroll in Medicare Part B. So my client was a little over 70, so he had a 50% permanent penalty on his Medicare Part B premium. ouch, that's a lot of money that he's gonna have to pay, right? So my concern isn't just what the rules are today, it's what are they gonna be in the future. The trend that I am seeing is that more and more is being pushed to Medicare. Every insurance company across the board on any type of insurance pretty much says, I'm not it if they gotta pay a claim, right? It's always the other insurance. If you had the opportunity to have other insurance, they're gonna pay the claim, I'm always secondary. And so that's one of the issues with insurance, and we're seeing that more with health insurance and Medicare. Now, one of the things, if you do decide to go ahead and pick up Medicare, assuming both you and your spouse are over the age of 65 and both on Medicare, Blue Cross and a couple other providers in FEHB have come out with a couple of plans that have a reduced premium because you're under Medicare Part B. So since you have Medicare Part A and Part B, they're reducing your premium a little bit. You got to choose a different plan that kind of mirrors up a little bit better with Medicare Part B coverage. I think it's like $150 a month less. So if you're married, it's, Medicare is about $150 a month each at 65. So it's not quite the wash, but it helps out that premium. So that's something you might want to look into during open season. I hope that helps give you a little bit more information. As always, if you have any questions, anything you want us to cover, make sure you post it below so we can get those questions and hopefully answer them in the FERS Federal Fact Check. Until next time, happy planning.